then you could say with relative certitude that you're growing closer to God. If you've done your best to, and you go and examine yourself back over the last week or month, especially the times that may give you the most difficulty, then you can say you're getting closer to God. I think I said, when people come to me to confession, they give me a list of things. I always say, which one of those is the most serious for you, whatever it happens to be. And then say, take that one thing, take that one action or thought, and work on it to create a better habit than the bad habit you fell into, which becomes a sin. And measure yourself. Was I successful today? So, like, for example, many people your age and younger, and even those older, come and confess that they're disrespectful to their parents. Okay? So, and they give me 5 other things, I'll say, one of those most serious you, and if a kid says, or a person says, I'm disrespectful to my parents, okay, what can we do about that? So I tell them 2 things. One, when I talk about the fact that even when your mother's 90 and you're 60, she'll still be your mother. Right? Mm-hmm. You still owe her respect when she's 90 because she is your mother, even though you're an adult. So I say, you should, if you're going to yell back at your mother or talk disrespect to your mother, turn around and walk away rather than just say something that you may regret. And then the last thing I say is, but should you not do that, then never fail to say that you're sorry. So that is one way you can help. The other way that is really helpful, if a person is serious about their spiritual and religious life, that they find somebody who will be a mentor or a guide. Someone that you trust, that you will go speak with on a regular basis and talk to that person about the state of your life. And that if you go to that person, because it's always better to have an outside source to help you realize, Raphael, if you're making progress or not. So, for example, there's somebody who's been in the Salesian community for more than 50 years, and he said to me, "Will you be my spiritual director?" And I said, "Fine." He's older than I am. And so we started talking about this very topic. And he thought, now, he's past 70. He's been doing this a long time. And he thought that praying was simply going to the chapel and doing all the talking. I said, "What have you been for 50 years?" I said, "You're supposed to go in there and do as much listening as you do talking, maybe more listening." He goes, "I am?" I said, "Yeah." Because we've already determined this. If you pray, it means having a conversation. You talk, but you also listen. So that is a good way to see if a person is making progress in their spiritual life. All right, Eric, continue.
But of course, sending about sometimes the idol. Whenever there is prayer, there is danger of your own immediate action. He is cynically indifferent to the dignity of this position and ours as pure spirits and to living animals on their knees. He pours out self-knowledge in a quite shameless fashion.
Okay, stop for a minute. Take a look at that. First of all, do angels have bodies or are they simply spirits?
Spirits.
The spirits. A devil is a sinful body or spirit? Spirit. So in the lineup of things, even devils cannot avoid God's glance. Because after all, God is a spirit or a body?
Both.
What? Well, Jesus is a body,
But he's God.
but God the Father is
Spirit.
a spirit. So in the realm of spirits, which is up here away from us, all angels, good or bad, they always see God. Except that the devils, they are doing this, they are lamenting the fact that they're not where the angels are. They have no escape. They have no escape from that glance, from God's glance. But, he calls us animals, and not animals in the sense that we're like dogs or cats, but we are corporeal beings. You have a body. And that Screwtape is saying God doesn't care about his position as God when it comes to human beings. After all, what did God do?
Sacrifice himself.
Sacrifice, yes, the first way he sacrificed himself was by doing what? Not dying on the cross. What was the first thing he did to sacrifice himself?
Give his life.
Even before that, what did God do? What was the first sacrifice that God made?
Eight.
Whenever.
No, what? Okay,
That's Adam and Eve.
he made an enemy, but that was not a sacrifice on his part. What was the first sacrifice that God made? Even before, after
Well,
that.
Before what?
What did God do? God stopped being, God became spirit and flesh. All right? So we just determined, isn't God lower than we are? I mean, no, sorry. Is-
No.
With God, we are not equal, right?
Sorry?
God and we are not equal, right? So God became one of us in all things, but
Equal.
God became like us.
Yeah.
God became one of us in all things, but sin. We had said last week, was Jesus tempted? Yes, Jesus was tempted. Did Jesus sin? No. But God took on human nature as well as divine and became one of us. Isn't that a step down for God? Yes. That's the first sacrifice. Because what did God hope? What did God hope when he became one of us?
That we would accept him.
That we would accept him. Why? That's correct. And why did he hope that we would accept him? Because of what?
So we can go to heaven.
What?
So we can go to heaven.
Yeah, but he wanted us to accept him because he hoped that if he looked like us, we would recognize him. Yes. If he looked like us, if he walked like us, if he ate like us, if he was tempted like us, but didn't sin, God hoped that his looking like us would help us to come to understand and, as Linda said, accept and believe him. He became one of us in all things but sin. That's the first sacrifice. The second sacrifice is what Brad said.
Yeah, what I said.
Lisa, Jesus already knew the big.
That's always a good question.
But yeah, you said he had hope, right?
Yes,
So
and
does that mean he didn't know?
So we have to say, how many natures does Jesus have?
What two?
And they are what?
Human and divine.
Human and divine. So some theologians will say, in Jesus' human nature, he didn't know, but his divine nature did.
True.
Now, how do you figure that out? Frankly, I don't know.
Mm.
So we don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, somebody may know, I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But then who
No,
knows?
Yeah. But what?
But then who knows? No one
God the
knows.
Father?
Maybe God the Father knows,
I guess.
but I'm not
It's
sure,
like
I'm not sure that we know.
We're not, okay. We don't have an answer.
I don't have an answer.
Okay.
Okay. Accept that?
Yeah.
All right. So, that's what Jesus, that's what God was banking on. But we did not accept, a lot of people don't accept, and why? What did God give us? So this is what Screwtape is saying in the next lines here. What? We have free will to accept or deny.
Mm.
And so Screwtape is saying to Wormwood, God is so stupid, this is what he's saying, really. God is so stupid that he gave those animals the ability to refuse him. But if we didn't have an ability, then we wouldn't be human. So, Eric, finish it off.
But even if you defeat your first attempt at misdirection, we have a subtler weapon. The humans do not start from that direct perception of him, that which we unhappily cannot avoid. They have never known that ghastly luminosity.
Okay, and what is luminosity?
Luminous.
What is luminous?
Light.
Light, all right.
That stabbing and searing glare which makes the background of permanent pain to our lives.
So they can't escape God's goodness, but they cannot enjoy it.
If you look into your patient's mind when he is praying, you will not find that. If you examine the object to which he is tending, you will find that it is
Composite.
object containing many quiet, ridiculous ingredients. There will be images derived from pictures of the enemy as he appeared during this beautiful episode known as the Incarnation.
What is the incarnation?
It's the,
Incarnating.
Yes, what does that mean, Brad?
not-
Ruby?
Wait, can you give me a hint?
It's not
What?
Can you give
really.
me a hint?
Born.
Incarnation is celebrated. What?
Wait, say it.
When is the incarnation celebrated?
I don't even know what it means.
In December. Now
Oh.
it's a little tighter now.
December.
Jesus is born.
Jesus' birth, incarnation, became flesh, was incarnate. December 25th.
Oh.
Ah, yes.
I knew the date, yeah.
So he's saying, so what Screwtape is saying is that this is disgusting. This is absolutely discreditable that God should become one of us. All right, for Monday, kindly finish reading this, so the rest of page 18 and 19. And underline this line on page 19, please. Underline this phrase, just this real nakedness of the soul in prayer. Underline that phrase.
Just real nakedness of the soul in prayer.
Yes, and spend some time reflecting on what you think that statement might mean.
And spend some time reflecting on what you think that statement might mean.
I don't know.
You underline that phrase?
You
Phrase on page 19, this real nakedness of the soul in prayer, and then think about what that might mean.
The real nakedness of the soul in prayer. And then think about what that might mean.
I'm gonna pick this up on Monday. Have a
And we'll
great
pick this up on Monday.
My bad. My bad.
Well,
I had to let it out.
where's that party boy today? Party boy?
Birthday boy?
Recovering?
No, I don't know where he's at.
He's
I wonder
hung
where
over.
he's What?
Hung over from yesterday.
I thought that was my insinuation.
Bruh. That's all I gotta say, bruh. It's just bruh.
You had cups in her?
Yeah,